Well, then Kenny, that's the last two games, Dundee and Dunfermline, 1 point from 6. Do you think that's an unfair return, or do you think you deserve a bit more from that?
Well, I think certainly the Dundee game we didn't play particularly well, but certainly the start to the game was exactly what I was looking for. Penalty after 2 minutes. I think we've watched it again and we were all convinced it was a penalty. Paul Giacomo's header, on another day I would be confident about Paul putting that away after Simon's header came off the crossbar, and then the goal itself. So to come in 1-0 at half time was a bit disappointing, and I think our overall play, we didn't play as well as I would have liked, but certainly there was 3 points there that I felt after the game that it was 2 points dropped. The game on Tuesday night, certainly I was delighted with the overall play, outfield play compared to what we served up at Dundee, but the disappointing factor was which wins games and loses games was the goals we conceded. Were all, although 20-25 yards out, they were all contributing factors involved with us defensively, which I think we should have maybe done a bit better. So 1 point out of 6 now. I think certainly we deserve to take maybe 3-4 points out of the 2 games, but will now make Saturday's game a little bit more difficult.
Absolutely. You had, against Dunfermline, you had 19 shots during the entire match. As a manager, are you pleased that you're creating that many opportunities, or disappointed that you're not converting as many of them?
Well, the 19 shots, 1 goal, and I think that's the factor. I mean, I don't know how many hit the target or whatever, but certainly we encourage the players to try and get in positions to have a crack at goal. And as I say, we did have a lot of good outfield play on Tuesday night, and I wasn't surprised actually with that start. But the second half we kind of camped ourselves in their half, and the patient build-up was the one thing that pleased me. We didn't resort to just lumping high balls into the box, but we're all just got to pick ourselves up now, because it was a disappointing result, and that was a game in hand as such. So we now know that the game on Saturday against Livingston, we will be pulling all the stops out to get the 3 points.
Livingston are a team you've already beaten this season through Ammanville 2-1 in September. Just what challenges are you expecting to face this weekend?
Certainly the first half at Livingston, although we went 1-0 in front at half time, we turned in a kind of indifferent first half performance. The 2 goals we scored on the day were really good efforts, from Simon and from Scott McLaughlin. And losing the late goal kind of took a little bit of gloss off the 3 points. But we'll need to do a lot better, I think, first half than we did the first half at Livingston. But it's a game that we're quietly confident that we can go and manage to build on, and use the disappointment from Tuesday, that we can maybe redress the balance and maybe get the 3 points and hopefully get ourselves maybe up a place or a couple of places in the league.
Absolutely. Does the fact that the next game's a cup final make your job of motivating the players easier, because obviously they'll be desperate to play in the final?
We've certainly had that since we've qualified for the final, or got through to the final. We've used this, and I think the players have used that as well as a spur to get themselves into the team, and then once they get themselves in the team, to try and keep in the team, because the cup final, when it comes round after getting Saturday out of the way, will be a big game for the majority for all the players, and the one they're looking forward to. And the difficult part of my job is to pick a starting 11 and then in the 5 subs, because we'll have a squad of 2 or 3 who will not make it, even on the bench. So that's difficult, but it's there for them. The players know exactly what I'm looking for week in, week out, and if they continue to do that, they'll stay in the team and they'll be involved in the 16, and then that gives them an opportunity to be involved in the cup final.
Excellent. Just finally, Kenny, Bobby Donnelly's obviously been absent the last couple of games. What's his status and the general team news for Livingston? Yeah,
well, he's had an injury to his foot, Bobby, and we missed him Saturday. Had to make a change with obviously Steve McKenna going back, and when you start tinkering with back fours, it's not ideal, but he's back doing light training today, Bobby, so I think maybe Saturday might be a little bit too early. But everyone else has came through the 2 games, Dundee and Dunfermline, fairly well, and we'll have them in tomorrow again and have a look at them. But certainly Bobby is a little bit of cause for concern at the moment. But as I say, once we get Saturday's game out of the way, hopefully by then, after that, we'll have a clean bill of health, and we can look forward to the Sunday day out in Ogdenmore Park.